Orchestra. We are talking about the competitive art of performance poetry, or Poetry Slam, with Hawaii's Grand Slam champion, who hails from Guam, Melvin Borja, and his partner in promoting performance poetry on Guam, Ki Siswiko, and Javon Tamayo. Thanks again for joining us. For our viewers at home who'd like to ask a question to our guests, or if you've got some skills, give us a call at 632-TALK. That's 632-8255. But I'm going to start things off. Melvin, how long have you been competing?
I got into poetry slams around 2000, 2001, somewhere around that area. It kind of just started off as a thing. I was working with some school kids. I was doing some tutoring, and one of the poets in Hawaii came down to perform for the kids, and I went down to check it out. It was pretty fun. That's actually how I met Ki's brothers out at the slam. They live in Hawaii, and that's how we got connected. So I've been doing this. I've been with the Hawaii Slam team since 2003. So we've been to one invitational competition in California, San Francisco, and 3 national poetry slams.
Mm-hmm. Now, have either of you ever competed in a poetry slam?
Hopefully, number 4 will be my first one.
Yeah. Oh,
hopefully,
so you plan to compete?
Yeah, but I mean, I've been a fan of it since 1995. Mm-hmm.
So. What about you, Javon?
Number 4 will be my first one performing and competing, but I've also been writing since I was about 11 or 12.
And Javon is usually our host for these things. So.
Oh, okay. How do you prepare for
really, I think the most important thing about the poetry slam, the most significant thing is really the word and the message. A lot of times, there's a lot of I guess connection between poetry and hip hop. And a lot of that is really because, I mean, hip-hop is really just poetry with music. Hip-hop finds its roots in poetry. And so I think the difference between hip-hop and poetry is that, or at least a poetry slam, is that there's more of a focus on the word and the message rather than the rhythm and the rhyme. I mean, you get poets up there who can definitely hold their own with the flow, and they got a lot of rhythm in their speech, but there's a lot of poets who come up and, they're like storytellers. And I think that's one of the things that makes sinaganta very popular here in the islands, is that there's a deep connection between the message, the art form, and our oral tradition.
Mm-hmm. So you talk about the message and the tradition. Is that pretty much the content of what people can expect during sinaganta? They talk about the culture, what exactly?
Some people do. We get a wide range of poets to come down and talk about everything from love to I hate my parents, you know what I mean? Just all kinds of stuff. You never know what to expect. That's kind of what makes it so fun.
Okay. Well, I understand, Melvin, that you were part of the Hawaii Slam team, and you actually had a documentary produced with the video documentarian Catherine Jean. Now, the documentary is entitled Hawaii Slam Poetry in Paradise. Tell us about that experience.
Basically, what that was when we went out to represent Hawaii in our first National Poetry Slam. The National Poetry Slam is this big event. It's like the Super Bowl of poetry slams. Basically, what it is every state or city that has a registered slam team will come to a certain city, and we all compete. So there's anywhere between 70 to 80 some teams. And so that was the first year that Hawaii was ever represented at the Nationals as a team. So Catherine Jean, who does a lot of nonprofit work in Hawaii, and also an independent filmmaker, decided to follow us to the Nationals and kind of just document the kind of things that we experienced going there for the first time, and just to kind of let the island know that we're being represented now. And it was a great opportunity for me. I felt like I really always wanted to bring an islander perspective to the poetry slam, and representing with Hawaii was really the only opportunity that I was given. So I ran with it, and it was a great experience.
Okay. Well, speaking of documentaries, after the break, we actually have some clips from one of these sinaganta forums that you guys have organized. So stay tuned. We'll show you that after the break.